everyone! Welcome to tonight's edition of Color to Kitty. It's me, Lauren, here. I'm here to do a little bit of acrylic painting. Nothing fancy at all, just some basic painting. I started this project a while back and I decided to leave it for the next painting session to kind of work on it a little more. So let's just get to it. Let me get the right button here. Here we go. Alright, so here's what I got on the go. This really cool picture. It's a Christmas picture, ironically. I pulled out a Christmas coloring page and I had scanned it, and then I had transparency enough that way I could get rid of the black lines, and then I colored each circle and star with colored pencils using a same color palette that I saw online that I kind of liked. And then the background green is actually paint, but as you can tell, I was using some basic paint, so it really needs a second coat. So here we are tonight. Just had to get a drink because I am thirsty. Alright, so the paint I used is this from IKEA. Just basic neon green. Because the idea was to go really dark or really light. That way to make all these bulbs, I guess, pop. Because the paper I used is really not holding up very well. I'm just using the sketchbook pad paper, but that's okay. So I've got some regular paintbrushes here. These are just dollar store. I have better, but I just get in the habit of using the cheap stuff a lot. It's a habit I need to break myself out of and break out the good stuff. Alright, so I'm just gonna grab, I just want to put these in order because I like to use the smaller brush. 11, 7, I think that's a 6, that's a 9, that's a 4, I think it might be a 4 or 5 I'm using tonight. Looks like it, and that's a 10, that's an 8, yeah, it looks like, because this one I had trimmed and it looks like a mess, so there's my brush number 4. Now I'm just going to roll these, hopefully in order, away from me tonight. So I've got a really basic brush, nothing fancy at all, because I'm really doing basic painting. And I've got here a palette board, which is paper, which is disposable. So once I'm done with this sheet, just peel back and get rid of. But I like to keep using it. So I'm just going to shake up my paint, give it a little bit of consistency of movement. And then I'm just going to put a puddle somewhere on this board and then have at it. Peel the cap off, or twist I mean, and then just a bit of paint tonight because I don't want to be at this for a while because I am actually pretty tired. It is hot here today, and to be honest, I need a little bit of relief tonight, so I'll just kind of keep that almost in view. And I've got this paper to kind of catch some of the painting off. And essentially just dip it in and have at it. Because I think the second coat will really help. Like, it might take a bunch of coats, but I don't really know. But that is really it for tonight. That is the plan. And then just, when need be, dip it in and then try not to get my hand in it. And there's no real technique here, just simply painting away enjoyably. Turn the page as need fit. Because probably if I did the first coat a little thicker, it would have worked a little better, but I was just mucking around with it. So even if it takes multiple coats, that's okay. Of course, try not to get paint on myself. So that's pretty much it. That is tonight's project. So feel free to grab a drink, or speaking of grabbing a drink, I should take my meds actually in a moment. yeah, that's starting to look a little better. I know I'm off camera. Sorry. Bear with me just a quick moment. I'm going to take my meds before I totally forget. Bear with me a moment. Because I don't want it to be too late at night. There we go. Okay, now I'm back. Technically, I'm earlier a little bit tonight here because I did my Stampin' Up! Video this morning. So here we are. But to recompensate, we went out for dinner tonight. With the weather being so hot, figured not a bad idea. Go sit in some air conditioning somewhere. Chill a little bit. Alright. And I'll be honest, this is probably not the best way of painting, but this is just the way I know for doing this kind of thing. It is unbelievably hot today. Oh my. But yeah, for me, I work in air conditioning, office type settings, so it's pretty cold actually. I actually have to wear a sweater at work, if you can believe that. Alright, but you can see that green starting to pop a little more. And I do question if I even used the right type of paint for this, because it's not taking it very well. But the second coat might very well help. And of course, my puppy's a little bit excited because we brought home a treat for him. There's a French fry hidden away right now in this room. So he's been constantly pacing back and forth, sniffing and looking for it. Usually he doesn't spend much time with me in this room, but he is really excited. He wants that little French fry. He is my little darling. Alright, so it's coming along slowly. That's why I only pulled out, oops, I just got paint on there, on that little section. Of course my watch is chiming me. Oh my. Yeah, I just can't believe how hot it is today. Oh my god. Like, I was okay at work until I left work. Oh, I forgot where it was. I'm like, where am I in this picture? Yeah, just trying to work it slowly. Might even need a third coat the way this is going. Alright, so there's no real sequence. I'm just going around and around and around. Because I'm also trying to do it without getting my hands too wet, dipping in the paint constantly. And my little puddle of paint is getting smaller. First time I did this, I had a huge puddle, and I had enough paint left over the first coat to work on another project. So I just simply went for it. But yeah, it's a fun craft to do, especially on a very hot day like today. Enough to relax, chill, attempt to make something creative. Alright, getting there. Yeah, because I chose the green because I still wanted it to be loosely Christmassy. Kind of, sort of. Is the vision for the green. And now I don't know why my computer is chiming. Oh, okay. I was like, I don't know what's going on. Something's happening. Figure it out later. Alrighty. And just continue along here. Alright. Let me do somewhere around here. Oh my goodness. Alright. Actually, we were out tonight and we were at the restaurant, we laughed, and I walked around the corner towards my truck and we saw a friend of ours actually. So we hung out and chatted with him for a little while. See what's new in his life. It was good to see him. I haven't seen him in a while. He was someone that we used to see literally on a nearly daily basis for, oops, I almost put my paper right into the paint, for a long time. Because one of us, not me, but someone I know, my partner worked for him. So that's how we knew him. And there's still some connection because the guy knows my dad, and so occasionally my dad talks about him and what's new, and so it was good to see him. Now, I don't think I definitely don't have enough paint to finish the project tonight, but that's okay. It was a good start. It gives me a chance to see how the coat is hanging in there. If I'm going to need to rethink this paint or maybe swap to a different paint, which is going to make things really interesting if I swap to another paint. So I don't know. Because I'm finding even like the first coat, it's very blotchy. And I gotta figure that out. Could just be the paint. Or maybe it's not meant for this application so much, especially this paper and this technique and, you know, all the steps here. Well, good news. My puddle is pretty much gone. I know it's just out of view. That's why I only made a small puddle for tonight. And I'm occasionally not staying within the lines. Not intentionally. But yeah. Yeah, but pretty much that puddle is more or less depleted. And there is, you can see the glistening. And I'm still skeptic on how this is going to look, because this is still not looking that great. But multiple coats over time might do, because some acrylics do require multiple coats, while some don't. This type of brand is generally one that it probably is going to need multiple. So there we go. There is our picture for tonight. I'm going to head out. Walk the pooch and then chill for the night because I just took my meds, so I'm good to kind of sort of roll around and be a cute one. So yeah, so here we go. So hope you enjoyed. This is a cool picture, really is. I really like it. Like, I don't know what the final thing will do. I might end up cutting it up and using it for card stuff, as I do occasionally, but I'll see. Because I just think it's a really neat collage of Christmas in a neat kind of colorful way. So there we go. Alright, well thanks for watching everybody. If any questions, please give me a shout. I call myself Color the Kitty because I consider myself to be a cat at times in personality. And I do love making arts and crafts. And my reason for every Thursday I jump on here and do some sort of craft is also to keep myself in play. Actually, for me, creating is play, and by doing different weeks of play, because I have a calendar marked out of each week what the theme is. Normally on this night it would be painting the Mando and Grogu painting, except I had this on the go and this being an easier project, especially with today being such bloody hot. A bit of a more mental relax, something easy just helps. Even just doing something as basic as I'm just painting green around all these bulbs. That's just what's needed. Alrighty. Well, thank you, everybody. And feel free to catch me next week. Next week... What am I doing next week? If I stick to my plan, I'll tell you in a sec. Next week is colored pencils. Ooh. You know me, I love colored pencils. And now my neighbor's texting me. Alright, I gotta go, everybody. Have a great night. Well, bye for now.